Is that as close to final whistle that you've been a part of scoring a goal?
Well, I think we scored one last year against LA Galaxy to win the game on the final whistle. So, but yeah, I mean it's obviously the last kick of the game. So, you know, I give our guys a lot of credit for pulling out a point. You can look at it one of two ways: we lost 2 points, or we pulled out a point, and you know we're going to build on the positive of pulling out a point. Because under the circumstances, I think almost everybody thought that game was over. And that's what this team's capable of. You know, they did that last year. They've shown that mettle and that grit and that, you know, fight and, you know, that refuse to lose attitude. But I'd like to see it a bit more in key moments in the boxes. We got to have more hunger at times. I thought there were plenty of goals in there if we're a little bit hungrier in around goal and making the run and being a bit brave to get on the end of a cross, or you know, looking for that half chance. I know it's lip service at this point, but you know, I think the floodgates are opening soon, and I'm hoping that goal that we got at the end is the one that opens it up.
What do you think of their midfield? They seem to really take it to you guys at certain points. They have a lot of new guys, and the new guys play pretty well.
No, I think they're a good team, and obviously they made some moves in the offseason. I think it's helped them, and they're an organized team. We still had 59% possession, so we still had a lot of the ball. We still had 15 shots to 10, so we still were the better team between the boxes. But we didn't make a play on a corner, middle of our 6. You got to attack the ball, and as much possession as we had and shots, we only got 1 or 2 shots, I think, on frame. Out of the 10 shots, I believe it's only 2 on frame. So we got to get those on frame. We got to do better in the moments.
Okay, with this team, you talked about it before, about being better on set pieces, and obviously you have sort of a disadvantage where you don't have necessarily a lot of height. How do you get better at set pieces as this season goes on?
Well, I think how do you get better? You work on it, obviously, but it comes down to, for me, desire and hunger and mentality. Same thing at the other end. It's that simple. You know, it's a middle of our 6, so you got to attack the ball, plain and simple. So we'll look at it, talk about it. We'll go to the training ground and work on it like we always do. But you know, I think the interesting thing is, you know, people are going to talk about us giving up set pieces, but you still got to look at the fact that we didn't give up a goal from the run of play. So I think it's at least nice to know where the goals are coming, so hopefully we can correct it.
Donovan Ricketts had some spectacular saves again, and kind of saved for me last year. Can you talk about his performance?
Yeah, I mean, that's his job. The goalkeeper's job is to make saves. And he did that a couple times today. So I think that's what the goalkeeper's there for, right? To keep the ball out of the net. So I thought it was a good game for him. Yeah, I think it was. He had a couple, you know, really good ones, and a couple routine ones.
Coach, Philadelphia spent a lot of last year playing a 2 front, 2 forwards with 2 midfielders. How did you prepare for Philadelphia? What did you expect to see from their setup?
I think that we knew they were playing a 4-2-3-1. You know, so if you study them in preseason, they did play a full 4-2 at times, but we knew against us they'd play a 4-3-3 because of the fact that we have, you know, lots of guys that come through the middle and overload, and with our 4-3-3, we knew they'd go that way, and they've gone that way in preseason a lot. So exactly like we thought they'd play.
You mentioned the floodgates opening a little bit. How important is it for Gaston to get that first goal, get his first goal tonight, and how important is him for his confidence and settling into the team as a whole?
That's big. I mean, I think, you know, part of scoring goals is confidence, and you know, for him to get that first one, hopefully that gets him rolling. We need to get, you know, Valeria's first one and Agne's first one as well. And like I said, once we do, you know, this team's capable of scoring goals. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, we're playing well between the boxes. In every game we've played, we've been the better team in terms of controlling the game. We haven't been producing goals as well as We need to, but it's not because of lack of chances or lack of control of the game. And you know, we've obviously given up a few set pieces, but we'll correct that the best we can. But in the end, if we give a few set pieces, but we don't give up many goals total, I'll take that. If we give up, you know, a ton of goals and none of them are set pieces, that's not any better. So ultimately, we're not going to give up many goals this year. That's our goal.
A year ago, your first game here, you guys were down, tied it up, and I know afterwards you know, while people here were happy, you were kind of disappointed, clear disappointed. Did it feel similar? Because you look pretty unhappy after the game.
Well, I'm never going to be happy if I don't win, and sometimes even when I win, I'm not going to be happy because, you know, I'm looking down the road and I'm looking at the next game. I'm looking at what this team can be, their potential, and you know, you're obviously going to be happy when you win, but the coach in me is always looking for things that can be better. So I think that's the way I am today. But I am happy we pulled out a point.
What's Khan's status, and how did you feel like what he came in and did in his place?
I haven't talked to the medical staff yet, but we'll evaluate that. But he had to come out of the game. He motioned the sideline. I don't know if it was a muscle pull or what it was, but he had to come out of the game. I thought he did a good job.
What are your overall impressions of the front four and how long it'll take to sort out the guys in that mix up there?
I think they're getting close. Again, I think we were another game we were a touch off and we're right there. And you know, when I watch the film after every game, you know, I'm looking at the moments where we're pulling off some plays and where we're inches from slipping the ball with the right weight, or the run could have been a bit better. And you know, that'll come. I mean, again, I think that's going to be an ongoing thing. That probably is for every team in the league. You know, you always want more goals, and you know, then you score goals, and the next game you don't, and now you're worried again. So ultimately, I think there's more in this team for sure in the front guys. But I'm not worried.
You got Steve Giacomo in the game. Where do you think he's at? And how do you think
Well, he was cleared to play. He's not 100% fit, 90 minutes fit, but he was cleared to play 100% healthy-wise. So it's a matter of just slowly bringing him along. But the medical staff felt he could go in for 10, 15 minutes. So that's why we dressed him. But he's 100% healthy. So obviously with the soccer and getting him in games and in tune and you know, fully fit, it'll take a bit of time. But you know, he actually got the shot that led to the corner at the end of the game, so you know, that's a positive.
Final questions?
Coach, the weather was a factor for the result? It would be different if it didn't rain?
It rains a lot here. We play in rain all the time, so I would say that it is a factor on a turf field. The field plays fast. So there was some sloppiness that probably doesn't happen if it doesn't rain, but we're used to playing in the rain.
See about Roger's performance first game?
Yeah, solid. You know, I think he's, you know, still settling in like all new guys, but you know, I thought for the most part it was solid.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, guys.